All right, what is up, VIP? I have no idea what just came out of my mouth. It's like crew started to come before the P in VIP. What's up, VIP crew? Chaz here, Side Hustle Network. We are going to be doing an awesome show tonight. I'm excited. We have Mr. Ty Blunt on here, new-ish member into the group. We've been kind of pinging each other on IG for a while. He's a whiz. Let's just call it the wizard of marketplace to marketplace flipping. We're not talking like, yeah, make $1,000 here and there. We're talking like 7-figure scale that this guy has done. And he went from 0 to 230K in his first 8 months using marketplace to marketplace methods. So I'm excited to get in here, learn more about him. He's a paying member of the group too. I didn't give him a freebie to come in here, but he's a paying member in the group, so he's part of the crew. So get to know him just as a human being. That's half the fun in here. And from there, we're going to dive in strategically and pick this guy's brain and see what we can learn and go from there. So guess you're unmuted. Okay, go for it. Introduce yourself. Who are you?
What's up, guys? My name is Ty. I run a $3 to $5 million business. Just the business we run. I'm doing marketplace to marketplace. Chaz, thanks for inviting me again. Pay to play. I always pay for other resellers. Good content. Basically, we've been flipping marketplace to marketplace for the last 8 months. Now we're doing between 230 to 250,000 a month, around about 85% profit margin after everything. 99.99% of it is all marketplace to marketplace. It's such a big opportunity, guys. Like, I've been stressing it. I've been trying to get loud about it for the last while, and it is a game changer. It gets shipped to your door. You ship it out. Same thing with OA. The big thing with marketplace to marketplace is it's a constant flow. As you guys know, people are listing over and over again consistently, so that flow comes in and out. Instead of a stagnated storefront, it's going to be consistent over and over again, and you're going to be able to find products that have a margin that you're going to be their garage sale margins at scale.
I was tagging you on Instagram, so I'm
You're good, man. You're good.
a little,
If
little
you
slow.
if you guys have any questions, let us know in the chat. I'm here to help you guys out as much as possible with this. It is a new thing that I'm trying to get people into. Obviously, because I have a little software for it, but we'll talk in that. I'll go through the basics with you guys, and I'll show you some awesome flips that y'all can make some money off of. I'll give you some good pointers as well on this as well.
So I'm curious, what were you doing before this whole reselling thing?
Yeah, I was buying and selling high-end artwork, Monet, Renoirs, Modigliani's,
Ooh,
Calder's, and all that stuff.
I'm glad you brought that up. I was creeping your Instagram earlier. What
Mhm.
in the holy hell is going on with the 180 million piece? Like you flew to Europe or somewhere to get this thing basically authenticated.
Yep, that's the
I need a story
Modigliani.
there.
Yeah, I'll give you this. I'll give you the background in the story, man. It's pretty crazy, honestly. So that one's a Modigliani. The highest ever Modigliani sold was $180 million. Obviously, we have a smaller one, and it's a pencil sketch. Actually, it's a pastel sketch. But I flew out to Geneva, Switzerland, and I never actually technically was in Geneva because I was on this thing called a free port. So I never actually technically landed in Geneva. I was in Geneva at this free port for 3 weeks, helping authenticate and testing this piece of artwork. That it came back authentic, and now I actually go back to Paris in April to get it restored, and along with the Monet and Renoir that's going to New York in April as well.
What?
Yeah, man.
That's that's insane. I've never heard, like, we're used to talking like, oh yeah, I sold this for $200. So you said you had a small one, so it's only like what, 50 mil, maybe 80.
It's a chunk of change. It's a chunk of change, man.
Damn,
But yeah,
man.
I've been selling everything, high-end sports cars, sold a couple R8s, Ferraris, all that kind of stuff. I've been in this game for a while now. I've been buying and selling since I was 14, and it just started scaling up. And then we hit this opportunity right now, and then I've never seen as easy as money as we have now coming in because it's so scalable.
So I'm curious, how did you transition from high-end luxury stuff like that to, I mean, you're selling now like voice recorders and smaller electronic stuff. So I'm
Yep.
curious, how did that transition happen?
So we were running a downsize and estate company for a while, about 2 years, and that's where we got a lot of our merchandise from, right? So we were one of the largest players in Arizona. Arizona has a large like downsized population. That became it's very very hard and it's not systematic, right? So we like I was going out, I was getting clients, like connecting with these lawyers and stuff, and it was a really big headache to get a new client over and over again. Sure, those big clients are big hits, but you had those peaks and valleys, right? So you would have a great month like that art month. We picked up a lot of value in art, and then you would have one month you'd go like relatively dry, maybe make 10, 20 grand, not much at all, because you sold out and then you'd have to get more clients, and it was just a constant cycle up and down. I was looking for something more systematic, more scalable. I worked in Silicon Valley at a venture capital company, so like if you really want to make killer money and consistently, you need something that's automated, repeatable over and over and over again. And now like I spend maybe an hour a day, and I just check on our staff that does the buys, and then work on some software here and there, trying to create a couple more startups.
So who's curious what the hell this guy's doing now? All right, dive into what is your average. Obviously, you're doing this at scale. Let's scale
Mhm,
back.
mhm.
Go back to when you started. You said you start with zero. So what's that zero to your first like 20K look like? What type of were you doing manual sourcing? Obviously, you didn't have any tools you were playing around with back then. So explain that like beginning process.
Yeah, definitely. So, at first, like I was like, what can we do, and what has some scale on top of it, right? So I was looking at eBay, and I started like searching around. I sold maybe a few books and a few random items on Amazon. Not much at all, honestly. Like probably like some random stuff. I'll give you one, like Weight Watchers calculators I found in a garage sale. They're brand new, and I flipped those, right? So like I look back and I was looking through these Weight Watchers calculators. If you guys want a couple flips, that's good. That's a good way to get a couple
I was gonna say that's
flips right
still an
there.
active bolo too. I've sold a
Oh,
few of those.
100%. Check it up on eBay. We buy those
Yeah,
consistently all the time.
that's
But
awesome.
yeah, so I saw those, and I'm like, okay, they sold for like $40, right? And I'm like, where can I buy these over and over again? And like, I'm like, I know. First, I sold. Actually, let me repeat. So I sold one on eBay, and I sold like this person tried to buy like 10 on eBay. I'm like, what is this guy doing, right? I'm like, why'd you try to buy 10 Weight Watchers calculators? And I just canceled listing, and I checked on Amazon. I'm like, they're going for a lot on Amazon. I'm like, there's probably people like me out there that are selling things on eBay that can be sold on Amazon. So then I started like buying those up, and then that became like I was buying all Weight Watchers products. And then I'm like, what else can we do? Like we're fully probably like at that point we're probably doing like 10, 20 grand just in like Weight Watchers stuff at that point. And I'm like, what else can we do? And I jumped into like the home and kitchen categories, and all I was doing is going and finding a brand I can sell, searching that brand on eBay, and then just and then checking both prices and then going down that. So we started building up this list over and over again. So the first month when we kind of started, we did about 20K, and then it jumped up to like 30, and then 50, and then it went down to like 30. And then I'm like, okay, we got this. We built like our first piece of software. So we're like, okay, it's time to scale. Got a PayPal loan, a 30K PayPal loan, maxed out my credit cards, and I think we did like 85,000 that month. And then I'm like, okay, this has some scale. Like I'm pushing all the money in, and you guys probably know the cash flow on Amazon, because it's 14-week periods, and you have the ship time coming in, ship time coming out. We have like a 47-day turnaround completely across the products. So it just kept like snowballing to where we were doing and we kept building this list up over and over again. I guess like if you guys ever sold on Amazon, I'll go through how to get your list really quickly. But you have this list that you can keep plugging in and keep searching over and over again. And then it just started snowballing. Got another like 30K PayPal loan, and then in January we did $230,000 on Amazon. The exact numbers are we paid 109,000 in cost of goods sold, and we made I think it was like 86,000 before fixed cost and returns.
Damn. So was this just yourself in the beginning? Did you have a team, employees?
Yeah, so at first, the first probably three months was just me like testing the waters, seeing what's going on in this situation. And then I had that team from that estate sale company. I was still garage selling on the side. So we were doing estate sales and I was garage selling on the weekends. So we had people like packing and shipping. And then I brought one of my guys in to start buying up with me. And that's when we got that PayPal loan and then it started spiking up quickly.
Isn't it funny when you hire someone and part of the job description is like, I'm going to teach you how to garage sale the right way?
Dude, 100%. It blows people's mind,
No other
honestly.
career would you see people like, wait, what am I going to do? I told him we've got a part-timer, Ryan, for the prep center mostly, but I told him, I'm like, I'm going to take you out garage selling this year with us every Friday. That's going to be your job. You'll get paid to go out and garage sale and find stuff.
Mhm. And like we like so since we're not in the eBay game anymore in terms of like listing. Like I tell my guys and my team like, yo guys, like I'll teach you guys how to garage sale. It's great money it's great money. It's really good money, and the margins are massive. Like $5 to like we all probably had those massive flips, right? $5 to $500, right? Like you don't find that anywhere else. That could be somebody's weekly paycheck, right? And like at like Mickey D's or something, right? So it just starts it's the mindset you got to be in that you can start scaling up and become more of an entrepreneur.
Awesome. If you guys have questions along the way, feel free to chat, unmute yourselves, kind of open convo on this.
For sure.
So that was like the beginning section. Obviously, you're massively scaled now.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to dive into more of the actual how you're actually looking? Because we said marketplace to marketplace. The bulk of it is eBay to Amazon, correct?
Yeah, right now there's still so much opportunity on eBay. That's w- like there's so much opportunity on eBay that we don't even have to leave eBay. But we have some people that are doing like Macari and OfferUp. Like I have a couple of videos out there. Like you can still do an OfferUp. Only do ship though. Like you don't want to be driving around. I know that's what we talked about before. Like with RA. RA takes time to drive, right? So like I much rather be trying to find products and building that list up because that list is going to cash flow me harder in the future and driving around like picking up thrifting, right? I love thrifting. I love RA. I love OA, all that kind of stuff. It's just that time that to really get there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm curious, how's this all work?
Cool. Yeah. Let me jump in. Do you want me to show my screen or you want me to just talk about it for right now and try to get into it?
I
Sure.
have one question before you guys get too far into the process because
Yep.
I know our members pretty well by now, and I
Mhm.
already know that there's like people thinking like I'm not sending you shit into Amazon, not doing it. I'm worried about my account. So can you talk about that really quick before you guys go? I have to leave. Sorry.
No, you're
So I was
good.
like, I don't want to not have this question, but
You text me, she's going on date night with her friend.
I'm playing hooky, you guys, but I mean, it is a concern for people who are worried about their account, and we've always told people like you have to have a wholesale license or what am I trying to say?
Invoice.
My brain is broken today.
Invoice.
Invoice, thank you. From your wholesalers and Charles and I have sent tons of stuff into Amazon used. We do calculators and for a while we were doing these crazy large printers. That was a mistake,
Don't do printers. Unless you're ready to grind, don't do printers.
What a headache. Don't ever do that. So anyway, I'm going to mute myself again, but I just thought maybe we should talk about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Great question, right? So that's what the main issue we get with anybody that wants to join or even do this in general, right? It's how to keep my account safe over and over again. You talked about used items. So we're about 90-10. We're about 10% used, but some of the people we've taught do about 50-50 new and used, right? There's still a market for new, and there's still, if you want to have massive flips, do used. But with that, like make sure that one, you're testing the items so you don't get the defects, right? Getting an inauthentic complaint is pretty small on used items, which is great, right? So, and brands don't go after you with used items either, right? They don't care about their used items because they're already in the system. So that kind of tackles those two things. Is one, you're not gonna hit with IP complaints because brands aren't gonna hit you with an IP complaints. And there's an easy way of not getting hit with IP complaints with this whole business model. I'll jump into that in a second. Basically, it's private label is your biggest problem with IP complaints. Inauthentic complaints from customers, that's the only time that's going to be that issue, right? Sure, you might, like we sold 12,000 products and we've gotten one claim from a customer. I guess that's the biggest thing we've ever happened to us. So that's what part about it is. But again, there's no IP claims. brands aren't going to hit with IP sure that they are tested and good. Another big thing is if you're going to send in new items used as new, that's a big thing for people that you need to watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I want to input.
Sorry, I have llama in the background. Nobody wants to hear that, but that's definitely like key. We've had a lot of people, and even in this group, like some people have sent in new items from Goodwill and named them as new, and that's a big problem. And yeah, we just don't want to mislead or tell people to send things as new, which obviously you're not doing that, but yeah, big deal.
Definitely. Make sure that you are correct with your listings, and make sure if it is new, it needs to be 100%, like no questions asked. Don't even guess. Like you might be like, oh, this is on the fringe. If it's on the fringe, return it. Like if you guys sell on eBay, like you probably gotten a couple returns from us. eBay sellers, the biggest problem is they sell a lot of things that are not new as new. And there's a great policy with eBay, 30-day return policy if not described. That's fantastic. So just return the items if they come in not brand spanking new that you don't know that it's new, brand new seal, then don't even it. Unless you get it at a great deal, sell it then used like new or whatever. So we've done that before in the past. Sell it used like that it is saying that it is used like new, not new. But great questions.
And when you guys order a bunch of eBay packages, just be ready to see how crappy eBay sellers are.
Yes.
We recently had a load of 45 different eBay orders come in to do marketplace flips. It was a little bit of a nightmare to see the products in person. Like there's literally dirt like edged around the buttons that just a simple toothbrush like cleaned right off. The packaging on VCRs and stuff that you see from other eBay sellers sucks. And people question on our YouTube channel, I do a lot of shipping videos, so I show how I package stuff. And I always get comments like, bro, you're over packaging. Like there's a reason, because I've been on the buying side. So that's just one little note I can back up is definitely clean the items, test them thoroughly. I don't even trust half the time the eBay sellers are like, oh, I tested it. I don't know. Can go either way.
Not in the slightest.
Depends on the eBay seller. We test our stuff, but So I'm curious too. Kind of diving into the specifics. Like, how do you even determine what's a good flip? How do you start with just a brand like Sony and just search Sony stuff? Do you look for specific things like micro cassette recorder? How did you even begin to build that list of different items you were looking for?
Great question, right? So there's a few ways. You kind of hit on two of them that are really good, right? So there's keywords, which are a fantastic way to search. There's also brand, right? So keywords, you're gonna be blocked. So everything on Amazon gets funneled down into a couple categories, right? So we have brand is going to be the biggest one that are blocks, right? Because brands are going to put their time and energy into blocking their items on Amazon. That's the number one biggest one. At least we've seen. You guys probably have seen something else, but that's at least what we've seen. Next is going to be category, which is going to be blocked off, right? So if you do a keyword, let's say there's this microphone. Like we buy microphones for some reason, right? Or not for some reason because they have good margin, but we buy microphones. I'm going to type in on Amazon microphone. I use a Jungle Scout search and I just scrape all of that down, right? And I searched those when we were doing manual, I was searching it one by one. Obviously, we have software now to do that. I was searching them one by one and just like, okay, can I search this brand and microphone? And then just yes, no. And then I would just search the brand and model in eBay and see if there's any margin right there. So it's very, very time consuming and very tedious work at first. That's why we built the software on top of it. Not the plug, but yeah, that's the reason why I built the software on top of it. So there's brand and there's keywords are some great ways to do it. There's also kind of a sneaky way is to find people's stores and grab all their products off their store. It's like let's see, me and you are selling the same product. I'm going to jump into your store. I'm going to scrape your whole store with either Jungle Scout or Storefront Stalker or any of these different platforms that do it. I'm going to take all your ASINs and I'm going to run them through our machine. Machine's going to tell me if there's any good products in there. I'm just going to take all your products over and over again, right? Those are really the three main ways we search over and over again. Also with sales rank and category, what we can do in the more broader searches is like we all know sales rank is the key, right? So for electronics, let's say 1 to 80,000 are going to sell a certain amount, right? 1 to 200,000 are going to sell a certain amount, whatever it is. Now I'm going to search all of those products in that category, and then just make sure I can sell them. And then that's an extra way to keep building that list up. Or buy a product, and you send it to Amazon and it sells, it's going to go on your Amazon solds and your reports, business reports, child ASINs. You can go down and you start building a list out that can then just like really, really scale. Like obviously what helped you with it to input it, Lacroi, that's all your past sold, right? So you have a very high chance of finding something that you've sold in the past again and again and again and again. That's more of the automation point of kind of that cash flow. Because like right now I run once and it brings up the 1,500 items that we've ever sold. And I'm like, okay, there's 1,000% chance. I've never not gone one day without buying a 1,500 list.
Awesome. Yeah, and he walked me through this a couple weeks ago when I installed it. And yeah, he walked me through, you can pull that whole, basically just a spreadsheet of every ASIN you've sold over the last year, and then you just upload that to the extension, and it will go through and do its thing. So it's essentially like, we kind of use the same tactic with Lacroi arbitrage, right? We'll go source other and just pull, and we used to go for a stalker. I need to figure out what our discount code is with those guys. I haven't promoted them in a while. But these guys, their extension, you can pull data from other people's storefronts. So Martin, that might be a good one for you. I was just thinking about grocery. If you find a listing with other grocery sellers, go pull all the ASINs off their storefronts and reverse search it. And TA is one method to do. So this is essentially the same thing, but we're just looking at eBay back to Amazon, right? Because TA there, you can do Amazon to eBay. Very small chance of finding much there, but this is kind of the opposite, which is great.
Because if you look at like the main concept behind it, like I know you guys are seasoned resellers, so you guys will get this, right? The main concept behind that is there's two sides, Amazon and there's eBay, and you're trying to like there's always that friction in between, and we're just taking that friction off. And these two platforms, the one thing that I really like about these things is they are marketplaces. I think of it as like back in the day, like Sahara Desert, like marketplace, like people are selling their own goods and they're constantly coming with more goods. Like I like OA. The only problem with OA is there's stagnated stores, right? So so like Walmart store, right? There's maybe not now with their new like FBA program, but like Walmart store and like Target, they're stagnated stores, right? So one person decides if they want to liquidate items, and that happens with two things, right? So one, you're not going to get a constant new supply of items, and they're all going to be priced the same. And also, like if it's a good price for one person, it's a good price for everybody, right? Until we always see like OA and RA, it tanks the price, right? And then you're either losing money or just trading on pennies on a dollar. Like I don't flip anything that's like. We used to do 35%, but we found out there's just so much. We do 50+% minimum.
So awesome.
And it's so cool because we go into thrift stores hoping we're going to find this like vintage electronic or like these things that we found over and over. We know they make money and they're just sure things, but you're like basically just, there's a marketplace already full of this stuff. I don't have to go into Goodwill.
Yep, 100%, right? 1,000%. You hit on top of the head.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, you guys, I gotta go.
Nice meeting you.
Nice.
Almost like you have your own shopping team, because think about it, a lot of these eBay sellers are people like us. They're going to thrift stores and finding the thing for $5. They'll put on eBay and sell it to you for 30. You take it for 30 and sell it for 100 on Amazon. So you almost get to cherry pick your own items.
You hit on top of the head. Like that's the business model, man.
Yeah.
Like I'll let y'all do the dirty work. I'm just gonna sit at home or sit in our office, and I'm just gonna pick everything I want off you guys, and do it at scale too. I don't have to drive. Like the one thing, so this is kind of like the one thing with this is there's so much out there right now. Product isn't our problem. It's not our problem, right? Like now it's just like I was looking to try to get like, there's kind of two ways I can do this, right? Scale this cash flow machine up. We could 3 to 5x relatively easy with our same staff, right? But because there's so much out there, I get passionate about this because like I've been trying to pitch this for so long, and there's so much out there, guys. Like it is fantastic. It's cherry picking at its finest. You have garage sale margins sometimes, right? You're gonna hit with 35 to 50% often, right? But you have garage sale margins on these things that you can just turn over and over, and you can scale.
Sweet. So I'm in. Who wants to see how this thing is done?
Yeah. I got a question. So you buy new stuff off eBay and sell it on Amazon as used. No, if we buy stuff new on eBay, we sell it new on Amazon if it is new. It has to be new though. You have to make sure that it is new. If it's not new, sell it as used. Or new to Amazon. Yep. So exactly. So we also do buy. We have people that buy like the one of our bigger players that's doing about $50K a month. He buys 50% used items on eBay and sells them obviously as used, and 50% new items obviously as new. But new, there's so much opportunity on used items. Like it's like ridiculous. We like that 10%. We 2, 3, 4x our money on, and like we don't even really try anymore. But yeah, you want me to show my screen? I'll go through it. I've already did about like 10, 20 minutes worth of work. So I'll show you guys some profitable finds and how I found those and kind of the ways around those. And I'll do new is gonna be easiest because that's the majority of what I do. But again, this can be done on used and can be done used, new, or both over and over and over again. Just start making that list and start buying up. Cool. Let me jump to my screen. All right, so here is my screen. So obviously I run on eBay and Amazon only. If you guys don't have the Lacroi extension, you guys can pick it up. I'm gonna use the Lacroi extension, but I'm also gonna show you a little bit of hand like the easiest ways to do it. Since eBay is again, it is a marketplace. So this product cycles in and out over and over again. So a great way to start out with, obviously this is how we kind of started out to get in bigger bulker buys. First best way is going to be going through your own listings, and I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. But another great way is just to type in like lots on eBay, and you're going to be start going down. The best way is going to do it. I usually try to filter out a lot of things, but I'm going to go to new real fast, and I look for bulk buys. Like this is going to be the best way to get massive bulk buys. I didn't do any research behind this, so I'm just going to show you the concept behind it that you guys can do it in the future. So I do like, let's say $1,000 plus. I want to start filtering this stuff out because you can see there's like 5,000 listings. So let's see. Search it. Condition new. Cool. You're going to find a lot of these. Let's see. Why is this not working? $10,000. Let's see. There we go. Cool. Now you see a lot of these big listings. This is gonna be the best way to find a bulk again. It's like I'm checking out like
the masks are up there up top.
I know, right? I was thinking about buying some of those. I'm like, I don't feel like price gouging. It kind of seems like a D move, but to each their own. Yeah, there's N95s. If you guys, the N95s right now are hot. You guys can definitely buy these. Like a lot of 160 3M M95 masks. These are probably a good buy. All I'm doing is grabbing the brand and model, typing the brand and model on Amazon, and then starting to go from there. And I'm just going to start, I would just start rolling down these lists. That's probably the easiest way to start getting started. And I'm just going to start searching them. You guys know how to search, so I really don't go over that. Another way is going to be the brand way. This is the one I've already kind of did some research. So as you can see, so what I'm going to do is I know I can sell a brand. So I know I can sell Cisco, right? So what I'm going to do is Cisco's in electronics. So I'm going down to electronics. I know for this, you need to fill out this max price because it's going to give you the max. You can also do the minimum if you want, $20, why not? And then the sales rank. Sales rank's key here, guys. I already know a product that's going to sell well, but I'm going to go 20 to 50K. So what I'm going to do here is I'm filling out the brand, obviously, and up here is the search for. If you want to do new, if you want to do used, or you want to do both, this is the best and easiest way to do it. So I'm going to just do new right now because obviously I did a little research beforehand. And I'm going to hit search. What this is going to bring up is going to fill out all these categories. We're pulling directly from Amazon, so there's going to be some errors, but majority of it's going to be pretty good. So if you look at, we're pulling these results. These results come into a few things. One, here's a title. You can search on title. You can search on brand and model, and you can search on UPC. I search majority is my first one's going to be brand and model every time. And then second, if this is going to be blank, I'll show you when this is blank because we pull from Amazon. So sometimes it is blank. I go to the title or I go to the UPC. All work out relatively well. So what I'm doing here is
if you guys missed that, when he clicked on that, it automatically just searched it on eBay. Just one click and boom, it just searched the whole thing.
We also have like a tactical arbitrage. We call them jobs. We do it on the top list where we're gonna release for the results. But we have like the tactical arbitrage auto search on the. I'll show you that in a second. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just going down. I'm just searching all these brand and models real fast. As you can see here, like it's gonna pull up the ROI. Right now, it's just doing this divided by the sale price. Obviously, you're not going to get it every time. This one has a 1%. Obviously, you just don't want to buy that. This is what we talked about before. This is a open box, so I'm not going to deal with that one. Same with this one. You're going to see when you go down these listings, kind of like a pro tip. You can tell who like the big players are or the drop shippers are because this white background. That's the biggest thing. So what I'm really looking for when I got started out, I'm looking for these like hand photos is where you can get the best deals, right? So I didn't really find anything here. I went down quick. Again, I already there's one in this list that's going to work pretty well, and I'll show you what, and then we see if we can buy it up. So all I'm doing is I'm going down here. These big guys are going to be here. Okay, so nothing, blah, blah, blah. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to run down this list over and over and over again until we start finding something. There's enough out there that we're going to start finding something pretty quickly. At least in a day, you're going to find at least, I hope, $1,000, right? It starts getting really easy after a certain point. So then you start building a list out as well. So again, I'm just rolling down these. Okay, nothing here. Once you get good at it, so you go pretty quick. So nothing here.
If you guys have questions along the way too, you can drop it over in the chat there.
Yep, definitely. I'm like, the more questions the better, because I've done this so many times that it's kind of like common knowledge to myself, even though it's not common knowledge to anybody else. Let me see. Again, I already searched these. Let's see if I can find this one. I think it's on the next page. So I'll just go through these again. And we're in the low rankings. The higher rankings you go, the more chance you're going to be able to this. eBay and Amazon, it's great for dead stock or old stock, right? So here, this one right here, this one has a 163% ROI. They're selling they're selling new for $100. This one's brand new. We'll look in the photos real fast. What I'm going to do, this button here goes to the Amazon store. So Amazon store, I look down. Obviously, we know how to use Keepa. I'm checking. Okay, it looks pretty dang good, right? It's selling for $100 and it's selling pretty quickly. I want to run a Jungle Scout just in case. Okay, so the Jungle Scout's rolling about 30 a month. So that's what it's actually looking like. Maybe a little bit less. Let's say 20 to 30. In Jungle Scout, there's going to be an error on this lower percentage. That's why I use Keepa. So we know here these are selling consistently for $100. Cisco, I know I can sell the brand. So I think, okay, this is going for $37. I'm going to do what everybody does. I'm going to look through this listing. First off, I'll make sure that it is sealed. These ones are open. This is how they come like. So let me see this real fast. This looks brand new. Obviously, when I get them in house, I'm going to check if they are brand new. But I'm going to, let's see if I can lowball this guy. Let's see with the $15.
Some people will purposely not take a photo of that one corner that's really badly dented in. I've gotten some stuff in. It's like, you didn't photo that.
Yep, exactly. So again, when you get them in house, make sure that you look it over. It isn't drop shipping. You're not just drop shipping. You get them, they ship to you. Make sure they're good. If they're not good, return it. Okay. So I just hit an offer. Let's see with this one. Cool.
That's something you guys can filter down too, is you can also filter to just show listings that have offers. So you can just send out mass offers too.
Let's see with this one.
So
Cool.
while you're
So
doing that, you guys have a couple questions in the chat. How do you show the chain of custody when using eBay if Amazon asks you to validate the authenticity of your products?
Yeah, so good question, right? That Amazon only validates Amazon only wants to know when the chain of custody came in, when there is a brand complete or a brand IP complaint, and those brand IP complaints are relatively easy to see when it happened, right? So it's a common thing. The only time like broadly by this one, or I'll show you exactly what's going to happen and why you're going to get IP. So if I find this product right here, obviously don't buy this one, like I just said. But if I go on here, the biggest thing is the only time you're really going to get IP complaint is if it's a private label product. Obviously, you can use IP alert, which I use, but there's other ways to do it. Broad link here, you see that sold by link. Those are a telltale sign that you should not buy this product. Also, we're buying older products, right? So that's kind of the another thing, that these older products, their brands don't really care about too much because they know they've been out in the market. Like I'm guessing this one here it's been out since like 2010 maybe, if you look up 2010. So we haven't had any problems with like this kind of stuff at all. Only time we've ever had a problem is when it was actually this damn freaking people here, right? Because we bought a branded item. So the Broadlink, it's a private little branded, so it'll come after you and hit you with an IP complaint. That's the time we've actually had IP complaints, is from this sort of thing, label stuff. And you can tell we have a thing now says like, for guys, if you're sourcing, if there is less than 3 new offer counts, so less than 3 sellers, more than 3 sales, we make sure that they're not a private label product. But great question. So for like this one here, if I go to this, let's bring this up in eBay. Cool. So if I look on this one here, it's new. Cool. So this guy here is not the same as Cisco. So Cisco doesn't really care about it. Also, IP Alert will tell you if there's the majority of the chance that's going to happen, right? IP Alert is not correct all the time, so just make sure that you are looking out for that stuff. The only other time we've actually had problems was when somebody said that it was a counterfeit, and it's only happened one other time. Other than that, so we have 2 strikes on our account, and we've sold 12,000 items in that 8-month period. So the chances are pretty small in terms of if you're doing it correctly that you're going to get flagged on any reason. Cool.
Awesome.
So that's shoot.
Next one. Can you filter your search to only do used to used?
Definitely. So I go a little bit different. So these new ones are older products. I like old dead stock because the margins are just straight dirty. But let's go to used. Used, I like trying to find faster moving products. One that we do is, what is it called? I think use Bogan. There we go. So I'm doing Bogan. I know Bogan's a good brand. You guys can use this as well. On the new and used, I'm going to do electronics. So I know Bogan is in electronics. I'll show you guys how I figure that out. And after this, keep that max price. You want that max price super high because you don't want to max out. I'm happy with $2,000-$3,000 items. The minimum price, I'm put $20. Then in electronics, obviously we're going to go, since we're kind of still filtering it down in Bogan's not a big brand. I'm going to go pretty high with this. I'm going to go minimum sales rank is going to be 1, max is going to be 100. Only kicker with used items is you don't know exactly how many are selling. It gets kind of tricky in terms of the, actually I need to switch it to, actually it is unused, never mind. So the only kicker with used is it's kind of gets to see exactly how many are selling. So I'm just going to do the same thing with this. As you can see here, when I search this, it's going to search this brand and model and use price. If it's a -1, it means that no one's actually selling it right now. So that can be a good thing for you guys, especially getting started with this stuff. I think the one we normally sold on this was a Bogan TPU 250. I'm going to see if I can find it. I'll show you exactly. And there's usually some good products out there. Again, you can see on this bottom section, -1, -1, -1. That means Amazon's telling us that nothing is on this listing that is selling used. Let me go to FBA. See here, it says FBA C35. This is telling me that we're pulling this model and it was placed wrong in Amazon. So we have to make sure that it is correct, and it might pull up a bit different. That's why these listings are coming under after results or words, because these listings are not perfectly correct. Which that's the TPU 9. So I'll just go down this list and keep searching. Let me actually go TPU 100, TPU 100, 250 work pretty well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, okay, this TPU 100, I'm just gonna put it in Amazon, TPU-100. Just put Bogan in front, always brand and model. Cool. Here it is right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm obviously going to go to this used product right here. I'm going to check on the bottom. This blank line here doesn't mean anything good. I would probably stay away from this one because there's a flat line. If it's a flat line, it means that really the probability of it sold is pretty low. So let me jump to that TPU 250. Let's see how that's moving. Okay. So again, you can do this one used and new, but we're going to go with used right now. I just want to check and see what price it's selling for used. So this is pretty good. See this broken line here? Broken line, you know it's jumping up and down both on the price and on the used offer count. So that means it's really good actually. So that means that right here especially, think about if you had this product right here, you know this person sold this product super high. Wow. At about $729, this guy sold this product for, and then it started dropping. More people jumped into the listing a little bit. There's 5 people in this listing. But this person sold it pretty high. So let's say it's selling for, we know it's going to sell for that 5 people. It's selling for about $450. What I'm going to do is I'm just jumping into this. I'm going to go to type in TPU 250. See if we can find anything right now. Okay, so here's one listing right here that's selling for $224. So realistically, if you want to jump in this listing, you could. But let's see. So it's selling for $490. I would even jump down a little bit. Like these are selling really quickly. You know, this sold pretty quickly at $299. So let's go with that $300. Use the rep seller real fast. So at $300, let's see what it will sell for, what the margin on this is. Oh, it doesn't want to work right now. I'll do it later. I think the margin is probably like about $50. So $250 is going to be the main buy cost. I would say I'd pass on this one. Not enough margin on these used items. I want massive margin. Hit me up with. Let me think of another good brand that can be used. Let's even go Cisco or like Linksys. Linksys is another good brand you can use. When I'm going to run down these listings on Linksys, so there's 2 ways to search. There's obviously the Amazon way. You can use our software, or you can just go down these listings that are pretty easy. So what I'm going to do is let me go to used, filter used real fast, and I'm going to start rolling down these listings. I'm going to start for something a bit newer. Used, you want to go for newer products. Linksys develops WHW03. Let's see this. Linksys WHW03. I think that's an 03 to be frank. Okay, here it is right here. This product right here. Just heads up, Linksys will only send you messages. They're fine. We sell them all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check this again. This keep graph. I know it's on about 275. And you can see when these match up, when these prices match up on used, they drop off. Both used, the price drops, and the used offer count drops. Let me scroll in this. Every time this drops off, it's one sale, right? Think of it like that. Whenever somebody comes into it, it's another person selling it. Whenever it drops off, it's one sale. Sometimes if people have bulk, it's going to be a little bit stronger line, especially right here. These sell pretty quick. Right here, it drops off. So you know that 2 people sold this in the last February 25th. In the last day, roughly about 2 people sold through, right? So we know they're selling for about let's go from the low end, 235. So 235, plug that into your guys' calculators. Here's one for 175. So you can pick this one up for 175. What I would do with this one, since it's a bit high and it's still used, I would message them. Messaging is a great tactic. You guys probably get that if you're selling on eBay. Like, hey, how much would you take for this? It actually works a high percentage of the time. Hello. Cool. So let's hit them with that. And let's see. And then I would just keep going on next one. And you can always start. So like, I'm kind of going super broad right now. So if you guys find a good like trail, like a good honey hole, like if this works out and you know you sold this in the past, I would just dive deep in this exact brand in this model, and I would just dive deep, start picking up those products over and over again really quickly. And then the only problem that becomes is if you buy, you can turn the tide on eBay, as in you're buying so much, you're putting so much demand in the market that the price starts gradually increasing. That happens to us, especially if we're buying a lot of product. So that's something that's going to happen. Let's see what this is. Interesting. All right, so we picked this up for,
Hey, that was your
we-
15 offer, right?
yeah, not bad. Nice. So $15. It's selling for 100. So probably the margin's like, was probably gonna sell for like 75 after fees. So $60 we made on that one. Interesting. So with that one, I would just start jumping down that like honey hole. I'd be like, okay, I just bought that for $15. Now I'd start searching that over and over again and getting that into my rotation with as much as I possibly can.
And then do you mess around because you can set notifications on eBay when new listings come up? Do you mess around with that?
Dude, I don't even know how to do that. Yo, teach you something. How do you figure that
I've
out?
never done it from desktop, but on the app, I'm curious if you search something on the app, there's like a little bell next to it.
Okay.
And you can set to be alerted when that same listing will pop up as a new listing.
Interesting.
I've never done it from
Okay.
desktop, so I'm not sure how to do it on there.
Do you know if it's under the same exact like brand and model, or how does it search that actually?
You can, I've done it. That's how I've picked up some of my collector's items. That's
Okay.
actually how I scored. I just got an email today. I've got a 1999 sealed Game Boy Yellow for Pokemon. And I picked that up because I had alerts on, and I was the first one to get, I jump on that listing and the guy underpriced it.
Really?
So I had set up keywords for Game Boy Pokemon. So any new listings under that I'd get notified on, but you can most likely go down to the actual model number too.
Interesting. I like that, man. I might have to take that from you for sure.
I mean, let me see if I can figure out what this is.
Yeah, so with these, what I would do is I would just start jumping down like these quickly, right? So like these DP ones, like what was it? Like Cisco.
So yeah, when you punch that in, see that save this search at the top?
Save this search.
It's a little blue heart.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
that's gonna give you alerts when new ones are popped up.
Chaz, man, thank you so much. I learned something right now, man. I like that. Hell yeah, thank you.
See, the same thing you said earlier, some of this stuff becomes such just white noise, common sense to ourselves that we forget other people don't know these little tiny things.
Oh, 100%, man. So on that same topic, like I'm just going to start running down this right now. First, I'm going to save this one. So let me save this search. Cool, saved it. So I'm going to
Now
run
you
down.
can even try to integrate that somehow into the software where you open up the software and it's like, hey, these new searches came up. Here's the top picks type of thing.
Oh, I like that, man. I like that. Let me actually write that down.
Set up a meeting with your developer.
Dude, eBay's API is rough. Like it's
they don't want
like,
anyone tapping that thing.
Oh, 100%. So all these like open box, I'd probably pass on this one. The other one looks like it had a DVD or a disc in it. I'd say pass on that one. So I would just drive down this listing. See this one. I think this one looks like a box. Yeah, I would pass on this one. Like not even worth the time and effort. See how ours was. This one does not look good. I would pass on this one as well. I like this guy's up here. Boy Soul Squad.
Can you multitask as you do this?
Yeah, all the time. I do this so often.
So do you FBA or do you merchant fulfill?
I only FBA. Like I didn't even mess around with anything else. I do that because again, I'm looking for automation. If you want to scale anything, you need to automate over and over and over again. I wanted to get out of packing and shipping, even though like to each their own, like that's okay. I like just doing as least as possible and making more money. Honestly, I don't know why people even do FBM, because like you get a higher price with FBA and they do all the work for you. Sure, they take a little shipping cost, but like I don't know, like it's just not for me. I want scale and I want to be able to do this at speed and quickly.
I would say that it would depend on your product and the time of year. A lot of people do merchant fulfilling around the holidays.
Really? Why
Yeah,
is that?
because then you don't have to wait for it to check into Amazon.
Ah, yeah, because that time we had a big lag too. Good call, actually.
Yep.
I'm actually doing that with one of our products right now. I'm waiting for my FBA to get deliver, which takes about a week, sometimes week and a half for us. So in the meantime, I listed merchant filled, and we sold through 5 in the last couple of days already.
Really? Damn.
So, yeah, there's like little benefits to MFing here and there, but yeah, Q4 season, especially when you're getting into fast flipping products, by the time the FBA shipments hit and the prices tank, you could already sell through all your stock just by listing the
Interesting.
same day you buy it. And the fun part is when you buy, especially getting into like video games, because they're $4.50 to ship, super cheap, and they're lightweight. The fun part is when you buy video games, stupid killer rank, and you list them in the store and they sell by the time you get home. Those are when it gets fun.
This guy just messaged, I have 50 more. Do you want them?
Oh.
Bruh.
Live, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you?
Hold on, what price are you giving him?
I bought him 15.
Yeah, so now you can wiggle in, well, what happens if I buy all of them? What price can you do then?
Like this happens like so often. Like even that message, that reach out becomes very, very powerful as well. Like messaging these people, like what we do often is if you don't have like a best offer, what I do is I just start messaging people, and I have our team people, and you actually get a massive response back. Like either like those no's, but you do get a lot of like, yes, sure, why not? Like, and like how many do you have, and what can you do on them? The biggest thing, and that's how we get our massive buys. Like there's not just one-offs over and over again. Like we get massive buys because we hit these people up. Let me show you kind of the automation section. So you can start loading these your products into your My Top list. Your My Top list is basically a spreadsheet, right? So we're going to jump into like the OA and tactical arbitrage section. So your My Top spreadsheet, like My Top is right here. What you can do is you can get all best deals. It's going to run a job. That job is going to, as you see, our team is Hispanic. That's doing our developing. So you can see the question marks.
It's unique.
So
I like it.
Yeah, like that. So what's going to happen is you're going to get it's going to run through your whole top list. When you're doing your top list, make sure that you edit your top list because it's going to run through the brand and model search. Like I said before, it's going to run through this search, and not all the products you're going to have are going to have this search. So what you're going to do is hit that edit button. The edit button is going to bring up this, and you want to have the brand, AKG, and the model, N200, and you're going to save it, right? So that's kind of the only time-consuming part when you want to run these auto searches, but these jobs become very, very easy. As you see, I ran one today. We had 612 products that had some sort of ROI that we just checked down. So there's just so much opportunity on this. And that one's only new. I ran a used one earlier today, and there's so much that our problem is actually cash, not actually product. We had a couple questions. Let's see if I can jump into these. 6 more. Sorry, I'm not getting all these questions. Okay. Feeling I trust.
I can catch you up. Do you ship from eBay to a prep center?
No, we do it all in house. Actually, I was thinking about doing a prep center. Shout out Chaz, but I need to make sure 110%. Like Chaz, you probably do this you probably have more knowledge than most people, but like I need to make sure 110% that these products are new. That's the only big thing with like this eBay to Amazon model is you have to make sure that you're sending in brand spanking new items because you don't want to get hit with that use as new complaint.
Yeah. We actually did a test shipment for somebody that does eBay to Amazon. It was 45 units. Those are the units I told you that came in. And I chose not to continue with that service because it was a lot of extra time. If I don't even have anything near me with like a little barcode. If I get 50 of these that come in, where it's just a box and my job as a prep center is put a label on it, slide it on, do the next, I can bust out 50 of these fairly quick. If I get a dirty old calculator from an eBay seller that comes in, I've got to check the battery compartment. I've got to clean it. If they want testing, that's extra time that goes into it. Just simple. And a lot of these steps are only 5 or 10 extra seconds, but as a prep center at scale, we're talking how many minutes and hours am I spending per 1,000 items is the term that we think as a prep center. So we did the 45 units. It took 3 times the amount of time to complete that versus normal OA or wholesale products. So we chose not to continue with it. I'd have to charge way more per unit, and then some of those cases it's just not going to make sense for the seller.
100%, right? And the main arbitrage right now is to take that garbage off of eBay and make sure it's Amazon quality, right? That's kind of like the arbitrage we're looking at. Because all arbitrage, you have to put an extra value. That's the extra value we put in, and we just make sure that it is Amazon quality. If it's used, make sure it's used Amazon quality. If it's new, it better be spanking new. Because that's that arbitrage we're doing with that, right? You kind of ahead. Sometimes it does take some time, especially if you got massive garage sale margins with those used items. It's going to take some time. Make sure you test them, or just don't even do electronics. And we most of our used products are actually knives. We do a lot of used knives, right? And we can do it at scale because you don't test them. The margin, the bigger margins on the electronic sections because no one wants to do it. And that's kind of, again, that's the arbitrage. But you can do it non-testing items that work out pretty well too.
Nice.
On the question about Macari, our software doesn't work on Macari just yet. That's one of the things we're going to get into. We want to perfect eBay because no one's doing this right now. So it's kind of like we're kind of like testing. I'm like the guinea pig. I'm testing. But Macari is a great way to find products. Same with OfferUp Shipped. Those are 2 fantastic ways to actually start getting a lot of products and getting cheaper products because people who sell Macari and OfferUp often aren't eBay sellers. I think of it at different levels, right? eBay sellers are like you have a business. OfferUp and Macari sellers, the majority of the time, unless you're cross-listing, you don't really have a business. It's usually one-offs. You're just flipping here and there. Please do share your garage tips on how to do garage sales, right? Hey, yeah, definitely. I just find you go for us when we did garage sales, community sales, church sales, estate sales, garage sales. Those are the 4 I do. Obviously, Craigslist for sale, garage sale. I just typed those in, and kind of like the key for that one for garage sales was to I go on Zillow and find the highest priced markets via house price. And I just only do those locations because like disposable income usually leads to better profits and better flips. Cool. We're already an hour of this. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want me to do other stuff, there's so much into this with this, but those are kind of like the baseline stuff of find a brand you can sell, search that brand on eBay. A great way to do it is go to, if y'all like, I can't show my Amazon account because if you guys know my Amazon account, you can just take all my items in my store. But if you guys want to, yeah, I know, right? So if you guys want to jump on your guys' Amazon accounts, I can run you guys through on how to at least put my top list in and start scaling out that pretty easily.
It literally took like it takes, depending how many items you have, but it will pull every single ASIN you sold over last year. That part, just finding it and getting the Excel file took like less than 5 minutes. Just a few clicks to find that report, and then it took probably 15-20 minutes just to fully upload it. Super easy to do, so definitely hit them up if you guys want to do that.
The extension is on the Google Chrome store. Type in Lacroi, Lacroi. I'll type it in the chat. 14-day trial for you guys, and Chaz will hit you up with a discount code at the end if you guys want to do it. If you guys come into the marketplace that we're doing, it decreases our margins. So I don't really care if you guys do it or not. This is just it's up to you guys. I'm not gonna sell you anything. It's just if you want to make some good money, this is the play. 2020 is gonna be the marketplace arbitrage. It's massive margin. As you can see, we just picked up, what is it? Let me check my phone. If that guy he didn't reply yet, but that person, if they give us at $10, even at $15, times that by 50. So let's say $15, margin's probably 75 after fees. That means we're making $60 per unit. So we have about, let's say 50 of them. We make $3,000 profit. That's not bad. And they sell about 30 months. So it's going to take about 2 months to sell through.
And you weren't even, you were going for 1 unit.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the thing, the more you dig into this, because the one thing that eBay does, you guys probably had it, is eBay actually blocks how many sales you can have on new products because they don't want to count it. It's incredible that they're doing this. So it makes it so that these newer sellers, or even people that have like, we bought this thing off, this to me had like 3,000 reviews, like 100% feedback. He's like, I can only sell 5 of these products a day, but I have 65 just laying around. I'm like, yo, I'll take them all. How much for all of them? He's like, they're selling for like $300. He's like, give me 150. I'll give you $100 for each one. Shipping to me. He's like, okay, sounds good. And then it just turned over, right? I think we sold those in like, I think it was on Flip. So it's just like, you get these like mid-sized bulk orders in that you can just turn out. You're going to get a lot of one-offs, right? That's the fact. You're going to get these bulk orders that are going to be able to scale your business up and really start stabilizing quickly. Our biggest order was like 200. So it's not like wholesale orders, but like you can do this on $5, not like $5, but like $100. You can start building pretty quickly, especially if you do used.
Sweet, man. And the extension is $97 a month. You guys know we're not going to throw some sales funnel and all that jazz. $97 a month if you guys want to try it out. Do you have a trial, or I didn't even ask, like, is there a free trial that goes with it or anything like that?
Yeah, 14-day free trial. We literally had this thing for free for 8 months, right? And like it came to a point where no one was using it. That were like, no one even was doing market arbitrage. I'm just gonna put it paid, so I don't have to deal with anybody's questions or anything like that.
You got sign
So now it's paid now.
one.
Yeah, exactly, right. And people now there's so much more interest now. So we put it as paid that like it's like psychology, man. Like
really
it was
is.
crazy.
It really is. So we're actually going to hook you guys up. So Side Hustle
Discount.
Okay, Side Hustle discount is the code if you put that in there. I'll link it up if you guys are live. It'll be in the group after this. If you're watching this recording, it's in the description. We'll put the discount code and all that stuff, and it's good for $20 off your first month. 14-day free trial. Try it out. I'm definitely going to be utilizing the shit out of this, so I'm excited.
We have a
Oh, yeah,
privacy
man.
question in the chat.
Shoot.
If we download and use your extension, what are the privacy terms? My storefront safe from you or any of your team running through Masons?
Yeah, dude, I don't Masons or whoever. Just Michael, want your Masons. Like, I have 15,000 item list that supplies me more than enough. I don't want any of you guys' privacy. Everything's also your passwords, your names are all encrypted, so I have no idea what that is, nor do my developers. All that stuff's encrypted, and we use Stripe for payment, so that's encrypted well.
Mm-hmm. Cool. You guys have any last minute questions? Anyone else going to try this out but me?
Dude, whoever tries
Y'all
this
don't need to
money.
use it. I'll use it.
Hammering this, guys, try this. Like we had so the 5 people that really tried it. We had one guy's doing 50K, one's doing 30. We have a 5 and 2 2Kers.
Sweet.
So it's out there. Oh, I'll give you guys a tip. Depends on your risk tolerance. If you guys want to do this one, let me share my screen. I'll share my screen real fast. I'll give you guys a free one. This is a voyeurs one. So if you don't want to deal with voyeurs, that's fine. That's up to you guys. Like, I don't care. Again, I don't make any money off these if you guys buy them. But what I am going to show you is PetSafe. I'll show you exactly what I'm looking at. Results. I'm going to do like new. Again, these are going to be voyeurs. You're going to hit with the voyeurs complaint. Do like 2 voyeurs, just make a quick buck. And out of it is not worth the headache and hassle after 2 of them. If you get a warning, but if you want easy, this is going to be it. So again, I'm doing PetSafe, pet supplies, hitting that search button. And these are fire. It's the trainers which are the best. A lot of these products are going to be pretty good in the PetSafe section. Again, this is one of my listings. Again, I'm giving you guys. We have 15,000 of them, so like I don't even care at this point. These ones are pretty good, but those aren't the heavy hitters. Let me try to find these heavy hitters. They're the trainers. The 900 trainers are the best. Again, up to your risk profile. If you want to hit the voyeurs, they'll send you 3 of them before they'll even like message you again. Get out of it after 3. But I'll show you. Let me see. I've
gotten 2 through them both ways so far.
Yeah, dude, they're just a headache. Just in general. Like that's the only ones. These ones are pretty good. These FIs are pretty good. As you can see, there's already margin with a lot of these things. Margin. Let me just do this. Pet Safe 900. I think they're kind of higher in the listings. So Pet Safe 900. Here's a brand new one for $59. Here's one open box. Leave it alone. Here's another one. $50. Best offer with $15. $15 shipping. I'll show you what for on. Like, this is the kind of stuff we're talking about, guys. Pet Safe 900. Remote trainer. I think this is electronics, so it's not a kick it. Yeah, here we go. So the Pet Safe, it's on for $170. Again, this is gonna be a Voyeurs one, so if you don't want to deal with Voyeurs, skip it. As you can see, $55, and this guy probably has a bunch of them. Yeah, 7 of these make offer, and they are at $170. Cool.
Not bad. Sweet.
Great
Well, thank
stuff.
you so much for your time, man.
Definitely. If you guys have any questions, Ty at Lacroi.io. I answer all the DMs, everything.
Awesome. And he's a member in the group now too, so feel free to tag him, hit him up with questions, all that fun stuff.
Cool, guys.
Thanks for stopping by.
Definitely.
Oh, what's your Instagram?
It's Ty_Blunt. That's my last name.
An underscore.
Yeah.
All right, crew. Have an awesome night and take advantage of the $20 off. So we'll get all the details and stuff posted up for you. And we'll see you next week. Peace out, crew.
Bye, friends.